All right, let's see what we're doing here. I am working on labs, getting some stuff put together for what we're working on later on here. And actually, I already started the lab earlier, but I just need to clean it up now. That's what I'm doing. If anybody wants to hang out and talk shop, that's what's going on right now. So let me know. Over on the YouTube side, how's it going? Yeah, Dev. Yeah, it is probably morning for you. For me, it is still 9:49 at night, and I'm on a lot later than I normally am on a Saturday. But I'll hop on and fix some stuff up. I need to make a new lab. So the lab is going to probably lean heavily into this one. So we're probably going to copy this one for the logs. Let me see. Yeah, what's the other one that we did? We did troubleshooting. What's the one we set up the other day? Kafka to Loki. That was one we set up the other day. Okay, so I'm going to do 109. Let's go. Let's just paste this. And this one is going to be rename 109, and we're going to drop it over to, we'll call it, so this is going to be fail2ban and monitoring. There we go. This will be 109, fail2ban with monitoring. And then I need to keep that name, because whenever you change one of these, you have to add the next one here. So we're going to go this line here, Control C, drop this in, and we're going to call it 109 fail2ban with monitoring. So that's what we're going to start on. Yeah, Dev. It's it should be pretty good. What we're doing, let me save this one and get out of here. So what I'm doing is from the course that we were running, the security engineering course, I'm putting together the lab, which is monitoring and alerting. And actually, I have more, I think, to add to this because I actually drew more. So where'd that go? Did I save that? I hope I saved that. Let me go grab, hold on, open recent. I want to say it was security engineering, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, did I add? Yeah, I did add those other pieces. So I have to add. I have to cut these and add these as well. So focus on dashboard. Okay. So I do have more to add over here that's going to go into this drawing when we get to that part. So that'll be good. All right, so let's go. We're gonna fix up the lab a little bit, and then we're going to write the components of the lab over here. So again, if anybody's interested, that's what I'm going to be working on. And then the actual lab over here, if we want to see it, is just all the component pieces that we were doing. Hey, FXception, hopefully this stuff's useful to you. We are just building labs right now. So for the professional Linux users group, people that can hang out and work on this stuff. All right, so I need to fix up some of the index stuff, make sure that this has the things that we want. This is going to be a little bit different wording up here. So the description of this one is going to be fail2ban with monitoring. Fail2ban with monitoring. Let's say Loki, and that's, you know what, we're just gonna say that. It's fine. All right. The first thing is we'll install and configure. Let's make a. How do we want to do this? I think that we can collapse those two steps together. Let's say install and configure Loki and Grafana. And then this will be install and configure fail2ban. Okay. And then this will be the prom tail, and then this will be the dashboard part. And then yeah, I think that'll be a good start. We might add a set of steps in here that deal with what are those steps going to do? Those steps are going to have to do with the telegraphed influx DB, which we might add, and this one might get kind of long if we do all that, but we do want to have those in as well. So you know what, we'll go ahead and get that added. We don't need that for now. The influx is going to take a little more work. Okay. Maybe I'll do the influx DB on the other one. Yeah. Maybe that'll be the better. Where's this other thing at? Hold on. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Monitoring influx. We'll make that separate. Yeah. So then we'll only send out to Discord on the other one, and this will be fail2ban with. Do I want to make that log monitoring? Yeah, let's rename it with log monitoring. And then we'll have to do a 110, which will be fail2ban with the other. So this will be with log monitoring. There we go. All right. Well, that'll work for now. All right. So we'll start cleaning this up with all the things that we want. So let's do Linux fail2ban with monitoring. That's all good. Leave all that stuff. kubeadm, 2 nodes. Intro, welcome Prolog, Linux configuration, sure. Foreground is not installing anything, finishing. Look at you learning Linux. You created jail and tested it with SSHD. You then tracked the logs over in Grafana. You then track the logs with Promtail, Loki, and Grafana. There we go. And Promtail. Alright, so this one won't send anything out anywhere, but that'll be enough of a setup. No, actually, there's no cost for lab. The labs in Killer Coda are 100% free. You guys can you can drop in the Killer Coda site, sign in with an email or just like with a Gmail federated account, and you guys can literally just use the Killer Coda labs for free. I have about 60 labs that I've made, maybe a little over 60, and mine are, I mean, they're all free to use. So here are all mine. If you like, so if you do mine and have questions, I can answer them directly. If you do other ones and have questions, I mean, I can help you as much as any other Linux guy could with different certs and other stuff like that. But I mean, you know, I have my CKA and my CKAD, so I feel pretty good with Kubernetes, but I'm mostly a Linux and Ansible guy. The other things I'm just okay with, but Linux and Ansible are kind of my babies. I do those all the time. The 262444 whatever limit for config map sucks. Node exporter, for example, it won't fit. What were you trying to do, Runamucker? I've never played with any of that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But guys, yeah, I just plan on kind of hanging out late. So if you guys are in our Discord's free too. Just hang out in Discord with us. We have in Discord, we have a bunch of events. We got done today. We did the Linux sysadmin group. And then, so that's the course. That's free every Saturday. We did the security engineering course. That's free every Saturday. And then I had another course that's not here anymore, which we did like getting into streaming, which was, again, I claim no great expertise in streaming. I've just been doing it for a while. And I kind of know like what I think the pitfalls are for me. So. Oh, when deploying data sources and dashboards for Grafana via config maps and K8s. I've never seen that, Runamucker. Via I do. Yeah, okay. I didn't even know that there was that's a pretty good size limit right there. Jeez. Other ways you could do that. Obviously, if you can't do it as a config map, you could have it pulled from. You could have it mount something and just read. Yeah, that's interesting. So you could have it mount something that has that data and then run it. Yeah. That's exactly what I would have thought, Runamucker. And I just understand the basic things, but I don't really work with that stuff daily. Most of you guys know that. Kubernetes was, it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. Oh, also, guys, I was looking at a game. Somebody mentioned this game, and I thought about getting this one. You guys played Ember Ward? You guys. I also love how it's like. God damn, man. Like, I love how it's like. Where's this at? Where is this at? It's fucking. It's like whatever that fucking thing was. It had my like DeVry information on it, which is fine. Like if you get my login, you just go get yourself locked out of there forever, anyways. But it's like, why the fuck was it showing up right here in the middle of my fucking screen? Like that was super weird, There was no reason for that to happen. That was super fucking annoying right there. You just lost. Just jacked those blasting away, deploying resource and config maps, and then bam. Yeah. God, that was fucking annoying. Anyways, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the Discord if you guys want to go do it. We had a lot of stuff today, and this is really just me chilling now, except for that fucking message that just popped up like that. That was fucking annoying. Enough to start me swearing. So, which I try not to do too much, but man, that was fucking annoying. Good God. All right, anyways, so let's go. Where's my other thing? I need my notepad up too. All right, so here's my notepad. Because I wrote all this earlier and I got it all working. So let's go over here. Let's go through our steps. This was my notes from earlier when we were doing it. What do I say? So the first one is going to be install and configure fail2ban. Your team is testing fail2ban to protect the SSHD process in your server. You have read system and tie All right, your team is testing fail2ban to protect SSHD processes in your server. You've decided to build a proof of concept POC of the system and tie it into your Grafana monitoring solution. All right, so we don't want the Grafana part. And we're just going to run through and build all this. So, hey, Tuber, how's it going? Rushcox from your Discord. Nice. Yeah, appreciate that. Hopefully my swearing doesn't turn everybody off too much. I wasn't trying to swear too much. It was just right here in the damn middle of my screen. It had like my DeVry information. And it's like, it's not that big of a deal, guys. Like, you know, whatever. It's just like a login or whatever for my account for my college. But it's like, it still shouldn't be fucking just popping up out of nowhere. And I like couldn't find where it was coming from. It had to have been coming from PowerPoint, but it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, Secret. I think that's his name over there. Oh, Secret. Yeah, the interview questions for Discord are in the meeting notes. Now, you guys can look it up, or you guys can go ask people if you want, but we didn't do the meeting yesterday, and you guys can go look up why if you want. I don't care. But I'm not going to talk about why. But here's the technical questions from yesterday. And then I have the security course stuff. And then when we were talking about this stuff later, I was showing you guys, this is how we feed answers into the Discord or into the Linux environment for people that want to do that. But we're not doing that. You know what? I didn't even think about that. I probably could print out those as one array. I didn't even think about that. But yeah. So I'm going to leave it for people to make it better if they want. Let's go ahead and install fail2ban. And that is going to be as easy as fail2ban. And then we're going to say verify the version number of fail2ban client. And then over here, yeah, I try not to swear too much, but that was really pissing me off, that one. Fail2ban client version. There we go. Boom. Okay. So now we're coming down. We're working these off as we kind of go. So this next one is just vi etc fail2ban jail.conf. And then the point of this one is enter the hey Air Inspiration over on the Twitch side. Hopefully this stuff's useful to you. Yeah, I'm just working on stuff. And so enter the following lines under SSHD section. And that's going to be I'm going to add this, and then I'm going to say uncomment and enter the following lines in the SSHD section. Check the rest of the file and ensure that there is no delete or commented out. Okay. We don't need to add a Grafana repository, and we don't need to build. So let's just get rid of that for now. And then, you know, I would say at your leisure, I might say review. Can't believe I said review and then typed verify. Review the configurations for Apache and Nginx to see what other types of jails are available in fail2ban. All right. So now, next part is restart the service and verify it is running properly. Okay. So verify that they're running. Yeah. Well, hopefully this stuff's useful to you guys. Let's restart the service. So it's systemctl restart fail2ban. And then the verify, we'll just go ahead and keep it together, will be status fail2ban. Right. Pop this off down here. We might leave that and take all this off for now. Okay. And then so status fail2ban, and then we got to write the next part, which will be test the jail or the fail2ban is properly working by trying to connect back to the control plane server from node 01 as a fake account. Right? So now the next part is going to be SSH to node 01. And the next part will be run a script, run a for loop, and keep trying to connect back to control plane. You will have to hit enter on each password line. Super simple little for loop where we're just going to try to see if we can do that, and then you will have to hit CTRL plus C to exit when it stops trying to connect to the far end. All right. Exit back to control plane and see the connection status, or see the and check the logs and fail status. Okay. So this node 01 that we're used to looking at, he's not going to be able to come back anymore. So now we're just going to go and look at the pieces. So check the log of fail2ban, and I'm going to change this a little bit, and I'm going to say tail-20 var log fail2ban.log. It's probably enough to fit on most people's screen. Next one will be verify that you see the banned IP. That'll be fail2ban client get SSHD banned. So we'll see which ones are banned. Do you see the IP address that you expect? Why do you think that is? And then the next one will be unban the IP address from the logs. So you know what? I need to. That's fine. We'll let people think a little bit. Sometimes I don't make people think too hard in labs, and sometimes I do. But look, to do this stuff, if you want to do this stuff professionally, you do have to think a little bit, guys. I tell you, I think any of you can do it, but there is that caveat that you do have to think a little bit, guys. So on our unban here, I'm going to say fail2ban client set SSHD unban the IP from the logs. This one will not be executable, so you must manually enter the correct IP address below from the upper output. And some of you are going to say, well, Scott, couldn't you just run the fail2ban client, get the banned, and then run that as a throw that in a variable form and just save them all the trouble? And I say, yes, I could, but there is also some considerations of the fact that it probably it's wrapped in a square bracket, so I'd have to remove the square brackets, and I think that it's just better to make sure people are following along, right? Let's just hope that everybody can pick their head up every now and then and think through it a little bit, right? I think you guys can all for sure do it. So test that the unban happened. So then we verify or test that the unban has happened correctly. And that is going to be Where's our original Node01? Yep, there we go. SH Node01. Try to connect back to control plane with a correct user. The root user, right? And then connect it back. Did you act correctly? If so, begin. Now, the test for this to move forward, as far as the verify goes, is we will do a systemctl status fail2ban. If fail2ban is running with no page, and no pager just means that if you guys have never seen how no pager works, let me show you. I think that one's probably pretty good. No pager looks like this. So let me just pull this up here real quick. If I was just on a normal Linux box, right? Just hanging out in a normal Linux box, and I did a systemctl status SSH, right? D. You see how it ended like that, and I'm stuck in here because I can look left and right, but I'm stuck, and I have to hit Q to get out. Well, so what I want to do is say no pager, and this does a few things. It doesn't allow it to go off the side of the screen. Like, did you guys see how it was going off the side of the screen over here? It's going to wrap, and it's also not going to go off the side, and it's not gonna leave me in the terminal. It's going to come back. So no pager not only cuts off the end and doesn't do the going off to the side, but it also doesn't lock you in. See how I can go left and right, but I have to hit Q to get out of this? That's kind of a hassle. And that's extremely a hassle if you're running a script. Like, if I don't want users to get lost, some junior admin or some new person that's trying to do these labs, and they're like, and then they get stuck there, and it doesn't tell me to hit Q, it doesn't tell me, like, and then they panic, right? Hey, Quartz, how's it going? We're just working a little bit on, I'm getting the lab set up for everybody. I didn't finish it earlier for the security engineering group. I tried, man. I was working a lot earlier. I got all the presentation done, but I just didn't get this last part done. So this is what I got to do now. This is my punishment now. So, all right. So we've got this part done. So what we need to do now is the rest of this. So let's get rid of that. That part's all done. And we'll go ahead and close that because that's done. That's done for now. I'm going to close this because I don't really need... we'll leave that open. That's fine. All right, let's go over here. And now step 2. What's step 2 saying? All right. Decide your log aggregator will be a tool called Loki. Did I delete all my Grafana stuff? Yeah, I guess I did. All right. So we're not going to say all this. We're going to say install Grafana, Loki, and Promtail. We'll just put Grafana and Loki here. That's fine. Install Grafana and Loki on the system. And then for this part, before we get down to the Loki part, we're going to go back up here and we're going to go grab the original Promtail stuff, the original Grafana stuff. Let's grab all the Grafana stuff. All right. And let's get out of here, and we'll put the Grafana stuff at the top, and then we'll just keep going down there. All right, so this is what we're doing. I might... All right, we did all that. We don't need that open right now, then we'll get that out of the way. Also, I did go grab dinner finally after that last meeting we had. I thought the last meeting was good too. We just went over like people that want to get into streaming. And I just kind of showed them around the tools and stuff and the things that you can do and all that kind of good stuff. So, of course, you're using some Terraform for some GCP stuff. Nice. Push a random JPEG to get. Thankfully, I got through without uploading my access key along. We were talking about that in that meeting. I don't know if you were in there earlier, but we were talking about people pushing up their keys. It's typically like some third-party vendor that does it. They're just working on something, or somebody's paying them on the side, or push some bullshit up into your GitHub and compromise your whole account. All right. We're going to do Grafana. Next you'll install Loki. All right, so we'll do that. We don't need all of the, so we're going to import 3000. This may take up to 10 seconds to come back with the correct listening port. Okay, so we got that. Check that the UI is there. Check that you can get in there. Good, good, good. And then we'll do the Loki part. We can do Loki. That's easy. Well, it's easy. We've done it in other labs, right? Loki's good. Loki's good. Loki will be running. Good. So then the test for this one will be Loki running. Perfect. That works for me. Because we'll assume that you have Grafana running as well. Because if not, you probably shouldn't go forward. Now, Promtail has to be a little different. We're going to do Promtail. But when Promtail's all done... well, we can do it a little bit different way. Because Promtail will be all those things. Promtail will still be all of those things, but we need to go change the assets. So watch this. We got to go here. We're going to go find the fail2ban right here. var log fail2ban. You see that? This is the file we need. And we're going to close that down, and we're going to come up here to assets and go look at the local config for this. Nope, not the local config, the Promtail local config. So we need to make a new scrape. So the scrape is going to be... It's actually funny that that's correct. And that's actually funny that that is also correct. Jesus Christ. This thing, I never signed up for anything on this. This is just, they just turned this thing on one day. And I don't know what it's doing, man, but it's definitely, that's correct, guys. That's, look, so we had two that we were going to steal examples from. But the system legitimately, my VS Code, which I have never turned on whatever this service is, guys. It just wrote that for us, if you saw. I don't know if you guys saw it. Wrote that for me. And then it said, oh, and here's the rest. I'm like, oh, all right, thanks, buddy. And it got localhost, it got fail2ban. Yeah, I mean, that's all right. So we save it. It's all correct. That will work. Okay, so if that's good, then let's go down to the last part of that step will be there. And we'll verify that Promtail's running, and that's good. So now the last step on this one is going to be to tie it all in with Grafana and make sure that we can see those logs. So we're going to use that same data source. We're going to verify that the dashboard's working and create a dashboard, log into Grafana, see all that stuff, Loki. Verify the dashboard is working properly. Change the app field to fail2ban and retest your what is that called? Retest your failure from earlier. Yeah, retest your failure from earlier. Your failure condition from node 01 from earlier. Do you see the logs passing through to Loki? All right. So that part will be done. This part of this whole lab right here might be done. So actually then I might have to change these pictures a little bit because I have a feeling that the way I'm going to end up doing this is I'm going to have to, you know what, put it, we'll be fine putting it underneath for now. Move down just a little bit. All right. And then this one will now become fail2ban with logs. We'll do the telemetry data in a different lab. And the reason we're going to do the telemetry data in a different lab is one, more labs, and two, I can make this alerting part not important for this part of it. We can just get the logs in there for now and present the logs on the dashboard. So the first lab will be truly just this part. So this right here, deleted. And then we will use this lab as that. All right, so just trust me here. We're gonna be cooking. All right, there, boom. Edit, copy, lab. First lab will be just that. That's readable. Yep. Okay. The second lab, which will be down here, will be this one. And then the logging part won't happen. The logging part won't necessarily happen. But then, all right. We're gonna let that ride. Hold on. Let's see if I can undo that. And then now get rid of that. Throw that out there. This will be there. I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see that. Present logs on dashboard, but it won't be logs now. It'll be, and it won't be Grafana with Promtail. It will be Node Exporter, Prometheus, and Grafana. Well, that looks like shit. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. So funny. It's so funny that's so terrible. All right, there we go. All right, set up that. Boom. You go connect to the right thing over there so your dots look better. All right. Oh, this shit's funny. All right, there we go, better. All right, Telegraph InfluxDB. Grafana alert is no longer going to be that. This is going to be alert manager. If you've never set up alert manager, it's pretty easy. But both of these are going to go to our Discord app. So we've got a Discord app that's going to go over there. Links developer. Oh yeah. You gotta get back. Gotta get back in. What are you looking for right now? What type of work are you looking for? If you don't mind me asking. I'm always like kind of guys. I'm always like checking stuff because I've always got I've got college students, so I'm always looking for stuff to do out there. Let me grab this picture for my talk. Well, we did the talk earlier, but let me grab this for my. So this is no longer logs. It's now just with fail2ban and telemetry data. So I'm going to grab this picture. Let me grab this image. I did not mean to hit edit with paint. I am not interested in playing with paint on my stupid computer. All right, there we go. And then we'll put that there, and then we'll say monitoring. Okay, so monitoring jails with fail2ban and telemetry data. Okay. All right, so now we'll clear this up. Whoops. we'll say complete the lab, and then we'll have that lab, and then we'll have the other lab, and then, oh, there we go. All right, and this lab will now be monitoring jails with fail2ban logs. Yeah, I'm gonna have. I'll leave the wording. Nobody will notice the wording. Any job you can get in the text here. Haven't had a job out of college. Just made a contract work. Oh wow. Yeah, Linux. I would say. I mean, I don't know. Like, if you don't mind me asking, like, and I only say this because like I'm always curious. What? How are you looking? So when you go on, right? This is my other project I'm working on. I think some of you guys know I do side stuff with some of my friends that are in the academia space, even just side work to do it. What was the thing? Mainly dice. I'm a big fan of dice, so I like dice. I have some dice searches that I kind of do. But around me in Phoenix, Arizona, I will look for NOC. Like, I'll look for network operations and Linux. Sometimes, because I tell people, like, sometimes you're going to get in on the NOC. Sometimes you're going to get in on, like, I mean, even if it's just entry-level network operations stuff, it'll probably, I don't see anything right here right now. Normally that, or I'll just put like Linux admin in and just see what there is. So Linux admin, 60, 70 an hour with W2. Now, I wonder, I don't know how junior this guy is if they're paying 60, 70 an hour. But it's in Texas with sun or some other sun. Yeah, I mean, Linux admin, what is this? Gov CIO. All right. And also another thing that I would never like look down on, and this is just because this is how I got it, but like, you know, Peoria Unified School District, go look for their job, a school in your area. But the reason I looked at school districts was I was like, well, my mom had already worked at one, and I was just like, well, what's out there? And then for me, I was just getting out of the Army at the time, and you know what they got? What do they got for their jobs over here? They probably got some kind of IT stuff. Yeah, what we're looking for. Doesn't look like they have any IT stuff. Nurses. The jobs are called land techs over there. It's funny because they're still called that, and I know that because my wife's still over there. But maybe tech. No, they don't have anything Linux, or they don't have anything. They definitely don't have anything Linux related. But I'm saying, like, I would try to find, you know, you get the more experience. Yeah. I mean, there's another angle to this. There's always the hardware or data center. We have data centers in Phoenix, so there are data center jobs out here. And most companies that have some kind of presence online that aren't all whatever, they're doing some other stuff. Guys, I apologize. I need to take a quick break. Let's go to my hourglass. It won't be a 15-minute break. Quick break. Let's say like 8 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some water. Be back. did think I was saying that like a question? No, I was saying grab some water real quick. All right. Yeah, people definitely want experience. I mean, the best I could think is just keeping a keep a something. I'm gonna move this thing down here, and we're gonna keep this job search going. But we're still on break, so dice, and we're gonna go look on dice for. What else? We can do administrator, right? And that might find us some sysadmin. Oh, sysadmin, administrator lead, network admin, sysadmin. I got in, by the way, guys, I got into tech through networking. I moved over to Linux later, but I was a network engineer because I had network administrator start as a systems. I had my CCNA, right? But I don't think you need a CCNA, but I mean, 20 years ago, it didn't hurt. I got a systems administrator for Lockheed Martin. Those almost always want a college degree, bachelor's. I worked at Lockheed for almost 5 years. Good company, just they moved away. Splunk administrator, learn some Splunk. Senior Jira admin architect. Jira is a little bit of its own baby, but you would find Jira work anywhere. Like you would find it, it would be around. Let's go look. IT database. Ugh. God, there's not many things I wouldn't do for money, guys, but database systems administration is one of them. That is one thing I would not fucking do for money, guys. I'm just kidding. You know what's funny is I joke around a lot about how, like, the way most people look at me as a Linux admin and Linux engineer, like, they're like, ugh, this guy looks at literally this all day, and they can't stand it. That's how I feel about database, guys. But database doesn't say anything about what you need. They want you to have some database with SAP ERP. Yeah, all right. I've never even heard of that tool, but I'm okay with cloud. Yeah. Let's see. Does Dice have? And then another one is USA Jobs. Isn't that USA Jobs? Yeah. This is the federal one. So, see what kind of Linux stuff they got. Oh, also, I mean, I don't know. I doubt you're in Arizona, but if you're in Arizona, Arizona jobs. They have an ArizonaStateJobs.gov. I used to go look at this, even though the state can't pay me. The state can't pay me, but I still go look at their jobs sometimes. So what's their current openings right now for Linux? Yeah, fucking do whatever you guys want. All right, Linux. Systems engineer. What are you gonna pay me for this? $25,000 a year? No, this is gonna probably be a little high. All right, that's not. Oh, that's better than I thought it was gonna be. Subject matter lead. Knows some stuff. Department of Revenue, ADOR. You know what's funny is I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were looking for this position like 10 years ago. And I don't even think I got a call back for it. That's funny. I'm glad they're struggling. That's not 25K, it's 102. 101 too. The nice things about Arizona has a really good state retirement system. My wife retires from there in only about 4.5 years. So, $68 a day. Fair enough. All right. So I don't know. I mean, there's work. It's just Clearance job is also decent. Has some plenty of uncleared. You guys know I have a top secret clearance, but it's not active right now, so I'd have to go get it reactivated. But I mostly do what's called a. I've got a public trust for my NOAA work. So, hey, thanks for the tier 1 gifted quartz. Now Linux developer doesn't have to suffer through my ads anymore, and I know I have a very rigorous ad schedule. I think I've told you guys this though before, like, because people sometimes wonder about ads, and if you don't know, if you don't run ads as a Twitch streamer, they run them anyways. They just do them what they call pre-roll, so it just runs at the beginning, and it's pretty much like the worst thing ever, because I can guarantee you, if any of you hopped on a stream and it was 3 minutes to watch it, like 3 minutes of commercials, you'd go do something else. So it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, looks like our timer's up. I was just letting it finish. So, all right. But yeah, Linux developer, I don't know. I mean, what can we do? You know, just got to keep looking, man. Got to keep pushing. Let me move this crap out of the way. I got that. Lab. I'm gonna move this under here, and then the lab focuses on that. That looks right. This is Unit 7, Lab Monitoring and Alerting. Okay. Complete. The new lab is going to be a different lab, so we'll get that up here in a second. Let's save this and get it out of the way. And let's save this. And let's make sure. So all of these things, I think, are right. So we'll just go check real quick. Look, you learn Linux, you set up fail2ban jail and test it with SSHD. You then track the logs with Promptail, Loki, and Grafana. All right. I think that's fair. I think that's all good. Figure dashboard and view logs. Install Promptail. Looking at Grafana, fail2ban. Yeah, I think that's fine. Intro. Welcome to Prolog Linux configurations. This is technically a security one. Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. It can be that. And setup has nothing special happening. All right. Well, let's. What we do is we just send it. We come up here and we say, created new lab, and then we commit it up. We send it. For you guys that haven't been around for every time we do this, what happens is that goes up to Killer Coda. It pops up as we'll have a pull request go. And then once that pull request is done, we'll be able to, it's got a hook. So it'll be May 10th. Yeah, so that already pulled. So now we got a 33 lab. So we got a new lab. And we're going to come down here and we're going to check it. So it should be right here. Nope, wrong one. That's 104. So we'll keep going. Where was it? That was Kafka. Fail2ban with monitoring. So this will be our lab here. And what I do, okay, so we gotta give it a second because I queued that up too fast. But it will be this one in the lab. It'll be 109. And then we'll ask questions and figure it out. All right, let's refresh that. Well, apparently there's like a little bit of a timeout because I did the lab too fast. That happens sometimes, guys. Sometimes you get hit with that stuff. Yeah. Linux developer. Yeah, I don't know if you've done that before with us, but like it used to be a little more common. People would drop up in the jobs and interview discussions, people would just drop in their whatever their resume was or whatever, something they wanted somebody to review. Of course, pull out anything you don't want people to see, like your email or your phone number or whatever. But it's actually interesting because like once you put that out there anywhere, somebody's gonna have it. But people used to post that up in here, and then people would review it and tell them whatever. It's been a while. But Yeah. We'll just jump to present. But that's where you could drop stuff and just make sure you strip out anything you don't want people on the interwebs to know about you. That would be my advice. All right, we're gonna give this a second, and then we're gonna drop in there and get that lab going. So yeah, and then I haven't talked about it too much, but we do have a Discord. You guys are welcome to hang out in there. We got a bunch of events coming up. Whatever, yada yada, all that good stuff. All right, man, and it's doing that fucking thing again. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's super effing annoying. All right, we're just gonna leave that off. If that can't act right. Yeah, well, that's my DeVry one. I actually don't care if anybody has my DeVry info. It's just super annoying that it fucking keeps popping up like that. I did that earlier too, and it's something to do with the background of the PowerPoint, but I don't know why it keeps doing that. It hadn't done that before today, not too much anyways. I think it's popped up like that a few other times, but I don't know if I have do I have another one behind it? I don't know. Oh, maybe I have too many PowerPoints open. I legitimately don't know why it keeps doing that, but that was super annoying. All right, I'm surprised it's doing this. It doesn't normally give me a problem in my own labs like this, so maybe he's just got too many systems running right now, or maybe he's scaling back on what people can do here. Fail2ban with monitoring. Let's see. Yeah, the alpaca. Yeah, we're just late night hanging out. I'm finding that Killer Coda must have some times where they must just have some times where it takes a long time to get in a queue or something. I don't know. I don't have any other ones running. Oh, here's our job search. While we're waiting, we'll do our job searching. Systems engineer. Do you want me to? I could drop this for anybody that wants it. If you want to come out to Arizona, systems engineering job. Boom. I know exactly where that was. I went down there and interviewed one time, but they did not pick me. And then it seems like they've just not picked anybody for any of this crap. So, knowledge, skills, and ability sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Lean concepts, easy. You're not going to be challenged too. Like, if you're a person who needs to be challenged, I know you're just looking for work right now, but if you were like a person looking to be challenged, you're not going to be challenged in any of these roles. Like, you need to find somewhere that's more challenging than that. All right. There's always, find a school district in your area. There's always, who else? I'm trying to think. DICE tends to be pretty good for me as far as like when I'm looking for stuff. Let's look for Linux stuff. Enterprise Linux 7, senior consult. Yeah, senior. Staff is above senior at most companies. Team center deployment. What is this? Gonna deploy some stuff. Get some stuff working. Was that about 130? Not bad. What's the requirements? Install, do some cloud, support some stuff. You do that. Send them an email. Put a feature rec to Killer Coda to clear all active snare. Yeah, I haven't seen this happen recently. Like Control Byte, this is very new for me. This started today, where, like, and I think it's like because I'm using a 2-node cluster and then it doesn't clear as fast, and maybe that's just their new way of slowing people down. But what's going to happen in my experience is this is going to sit here for a while, and then it's going to fail, and then it's going to tell me to reload, and when I reload, it's going to give me a page. So it's going to makes me wait a few minutes. Look, oh, is it going to come up? Because it's got the environment right here. All right, well, there we go. Your team is set. So I feel like I've missed something here. Hold on, let me go look at this. I feel like something got, I don't want to say missed, but like did I short something here? Did I not write something in the intro? Welcome to Prolog Linux configure. Okay, that's fine. Index.json. All right. Your team is testing fail2ban to protect their SSHD process on your server. You have decided to build a POC, a proof of concept, to the system and tie it into your Grafana monitoring solution. All right. Install fail2ban. Boom. Check the client. I probably should have something in here that explains. Let me go up here. Step 1, boom. And right in here, I should probably say verify the client, and then it should be like configure fail2ban for SSHD jail. Right? So now we'll go and run the client version. Boom, see the client. Go look at the jail. Here is SSHD enable, and then add these lines, but the enabled is already there, so excuse me. And then / SSHD. We'll just comment out these guys. And I think I'm clear over here. Check the rest of the file, ensure there's no SSHD config later in it. Hold on. Uncomment and enter the following lines. We need to fix this. This needs to be plain. And then we don't need an exec on it, so that's good. Uncomment SSHD, and then we'll just leave that. Actually, you know what? Get out of here. There we go. Alright, Control S, save it. That'll be better. And then we'll right quit over here. We'll restart fail2ban. Check the status of it. It's running. That's good. We'll SSH to node 01. And we'll try to connect back, and we'll hit enter a few times until it fails. Alright, we failed. We'll exit back out. We'll go look at the fail2ban log, and we'll see the 10, 244, 29, 209 dead. We'll go and figure it out that that's the one that got banned. Yep. And then we'll go and we'll run. Oh god, did I really spell that wrong? Oh my gosh. Fail2ban. Fail E2ban. Control S. Okay, so then here I say fail2ban client set SSHD unban with that, and it will, whoops. Do I have that wrong for my notes? Oh, unban IP. That's my bad. So unban IP. And then now if we go look again, we won't have any banned. And then if we SSH to node 01, we can SSH back to control plane. Okay, that's good. Now we need to fix fail2ban. We need to fix the unban IP. Where is that? Unban IP. There we go. Control S to save. All right. So now if that part's done, we'll move forward. Fail2ban's working. We'll install Grafana. This is a pretty short little process. Just run it, get it all going. Don't need to mess around with that. Shouldn't take too long. If it's boring to anybody, well, building labs is sometimes boring. So is tech, if we're being honest. Tech is sometimes not the most fun thing around. So sometimes we're just working through stuff, building stuff, making sure it runs. making sure it runs multiple times, making sure the bosses are happy, people that are paying the bills. Yep, that's what we do. I think I can start this running again, and I don't think that bullshit's going to happen again, but we can at least test. Let's pull this all up. All right. That was a long install, Grafana. Embarrassing me. Daemon reload, start Grafana. Check the status. We see it running. Give it a few seconds. Can take up to 10 seconds to run, so we'll give it, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. I'm just kidding. Run it. We see Grafana listening. We'll go grab the most recent Grafana login for us. And then we're going to do the Loki part next. So let's install. Let's make sure Grafana's set up. Man, this thing. I think they must just be busy right now or something. Admin. Okay, never. Password's changed. Good. We're in Grafana. No, never. Come back over here. Make dir Loki. CD to op Loki. Download everything for Loki. Drop in the right config. Make sure all this stuff is good. Make sure that's all good. Make sure that's all good. Enable it and run it. And we'll see Loki running. Good. Everything on that part's good. Yeah, control byte. They might just be under a lot of load, In your research, you find that Promtail tool can push logs over Loki in real time. Your task will be to deploy. Okay, so these are all the same things that we always do. So we're going to make dir CD download the next version. Make sure that we've got that fail2ban at the bottom. Good. Make sure it's set to run, start it, and then verify. And we see that it's enabled and running, and we see that it's doing the stuff it should. So check that log. That should all be good. We've checked all the pieces. Now we should be able to go into Grafana and set up everything we need. So we'll come down here. We'll say connections. Data source is going to be... Oh, I've never even seen aggregations.io. Let's look for Loki. This, by the way, is all over here. Like, you install Loki, do all that stuff. Add new data source. Loki is 127.0.0.1.3000. Loki. Good. Save and test. My favorite thing about it is it'll show that it's all good. So now we just come up here and we take a dashboard. We do an import of a new dashboard, which is 13639. And we're going to use that data source of Loki. Import. And the last thing I say to do right here is create a dashboard and then... Oh, did I put it down here? I said change the app field to fail2ban. So we're going to go app field and go to fail2ban. And here's all the fail2ban stuff that's happening. Do we see it happening? We see everything running. And then the jail started. And then if we go over... let's pull this over here so we can actually... motherfucker. Just see it like this. Let's go do that same thing again. So we'll go to SSH node 01. We'll run this process back that way. We'll get ourselves locked out. Huh. I feel like that locked up my whole lab. Like we can't even get our lab back here. Even Control Z's not doing it. All right, let's try this. While that's happening, did this refresh? Did we get those new things? Ah, we got a ban right there. 2258. So that just happened right there. There was a ban. Maybe we could look for notice. Right. There's our ban. So there was our first ban. There was our unban. Here's our next ban. Let's set this refreshed every 10 seconds because that's annoying that it's not. And then let's see if we can get back over here. Huh. Let's kill that, because that's bugging me. This probably shouldn't lock up for anybody else. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Hold on. Here. Here. Alright. And, alright. So now let's go and let's get banned. We see him banned again. We should be able to unban it. And as we unban it, we should see over here that thing. So as we hit this unban button right here, my hands are off the keyboard. We should see the unban show up on the right for that IP address. We should see the unban. It should be the top thing. It should say unban that IP address. There it is. See it? So there's our unban. Yeah. So I'm gonna say connect to that. That's all good. I think that all worked down to the bottom. Then here I'm gonna say look filter in Loki on unban, or sorry, notice. Do you see, damn it, ban and unban occurring? Yeah, I think that, whoops, I think that's good. So we'll do that. And then what we'll do over here is we'll say updated lab. And we'll commit that up. So then what I do, guys, if you don't know, is I let it sit for a second, or as me and the wife like to joke around, let the potato rest. We're gonna let it sit here, and then we're gonna go and try the lab again. So I'm gonna give that a second to sync, see how it's syncing right now. And we'll see that it's gonna commit. We'll see a most recent commit. So is that 42? Yeah, this whole thing is slow. Look at this control byte. This normally okay, so that's the right time now. That's never taken any time like that. Their whole system's got to be just getting bombarded or something. Maybe they got like a new, maybe they had a big post on LinkedIn or something. I don't know. I can check. I'm in their Slack channels. I could ask. I could be like, hey, are you guys getting hammered by something? Because I think that'd be interesting. All right. Let's give it a little time. Give it about 2 or 3 minutes. Then we'll go from there. Anybody got anything going? Anything interesting going on? What is this other one? Hold on. What are these? Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I can. Interesting. All right. I mean, I know how they do everything except for the login stuff in Killer Coda. Like, I know all their back-end stuff. I just, yeah. Alright, let's go. fail2ban for monitoring. Let's see what the new version of this looks like. Does it have all the things we want? We gotta close this down. That's all dead now. We'll open this up here in a second. All the new info. Yep. Yeah, best advice. I mean, the only advice I ever give, I mean, granted, I haven't been out of work in a while, but I mean, I got laid off at the beginning of COVID, right? Like I was an Ansible architect for Best Western, and I thought I was doing fantastic. They really liked me too, you know, but they let all their contractors go as COVID kind of took everybody remote, and I actually ended up leaving there and going to a company called Redline, and then I stayed with Redline for a while, went back over to AAA for almost a year and a half, and then I came back to Redline. So I think I'm planning on just ending my career with Redline, just staying with them until the end. We do every now and then have high performance compute jobs open up, but they're almost always like mid to advanced career jobs, going, you know, working directly on government stuff. So my company has sponsored a couple people for like getting their secret clearances and also like working with government, but it's like they're doing that kind of few and far between right now because I think the economy in general, you know. All right, so let's make this a little bigger and then say, team is testing fail2ban to protect the SSHD process on your server. You have decided to build a proof of concept. Okay, that's fine. So install fail2ban. Check the client version. That's a weird number of error looking things. Okay. fail2ban. Good. Go into the jail. We're going to come down here. We're going to pop these two. That's fine. And then we'll just add these three guys. Oh my gosh. That is not in any way what I wanted to do there. Control Shift V. Alright. Screw it. Okay. /SSHD. And either comment out or throw these out. Whatever. Escape : WQ. If I could type. And we come down here, check the rest of the file, ensure there's no SSHD config later. We did that. Restart fail2ban. Status, it's running. That's good. It's not busted. SH node 01. Break our config. Can't get in. Control C. Exit. Check our fail2ban happened. There's our fail. Getting filtered out. Getting kicked out. Okay. fail2ban, get SSHD banned. Boom. We see it. And then we can set the fail2ban yeah. So I can go this. Control Shift V. And then the unbanned IP was 10.244.22.216. So then we see that it's unbanned. We can SSH node 01 and SSH back to control plane. Yep. Oh, that's what happened earlier. I was all the way through. That was my fault earlier when we got stuck. Install Grafana and Loki on the system. So let's get all these pieces that we need, and then we'll keep going. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I think this is gonna work. I think this will be all the pieces we need. And then software. Grafana takes long enough without me wasting time. Grafana takes long enough to install in the big scheme of things for sure. So So we'll get that. We'll do a daemon reload. We'll start up Grafana, get that going, and then we'll build that part. We'll do the Loki and the Promtail, and then we'll verify that everything works together. And then if that's all good, we'll happy dance. Maybe we'll keep looking for that work. All right, takes about 10 seconds. Yep, nothing. See how we get nothing? Give it a few more seconds. There it is running. All right, so now that means that we can open this up. We can get our admin stuff going. And then we'll go from there. All right. Okay, get in. And we'll keep going. Now we're going to do the Loki. So make dir install cd install Loki. Copy in our config. Run our config. Check our local. And then run it and make sure everything's running and listening. Good. All right, now we're going to do Promtail. And we're going to make sure Promtail's got its own directory. We're going to download it. Check our config. It's got fail2ban in the right spot. Cool. Copy that over. Start the daemon. Make sure the process is running. The process is running, so we're good. All right. Now we're down here, and all we got to do is our final little piece, which is tie this all together. So I'm going to move this over here. Get this out of the way. We're going to say connections, Loki. Install, add data source for Loki. We're going to do 127.0.0.1 which, by the way, is all right here. Everything's right here that we're doing. So save it. We'll see it work. Yep. Go up here. Dashboards. New. Import a dashboard. 13639. 13639. Load from the Loki data source that we just set up. Import it. All right. So now we got this, and we're going to change to fail2ban, and we're going to do notice. Right? So there's our flush, our ban, and our unban. Now we're going to go get ourselves banned again. All right, so look at you doing all that. SSH to node 01. And I am going to rerun my... I'm going to get myself banned. Oh, this needs to refresh in real time. And then I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to exit. And then I'm going to remove that unban. Where's it at? Where's it at? Should be right up here. Yeah. We're gonna remove his unban, and we should see that over on the right as well now. Yeah. Control byte. I'll throw it up in the thing in a little bit too. Yeah. So we see it ban and we see it unban. Good. All right. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna throw it in the lab. So it'll be fail2ban with monitoring, and then the question is, were you able to see the IP address that was banned and unban it? Were you able to see all the notice events in Grafana? What other questions do you have about this lab, and how might you go figure them out? All right, I think that's a good start right there. All right, so that part's all done. Now we come down here with fail2ban and telemetry data. Okay, that part's right. We're not going to need the base architecture for this anymore. And then the lab is going to change. So the lab number for this will be different. So I'm going to throw this lab up here, control byte, so you guys will have it in the... I've been throwing them in the Killer Coda labs. New lab. Oh, I need to check that lab. New lab is up. I need to check this lab for somebody here real quick. I suspect something changed in 201. So let's go check this lab. Actually, I meant to do this the other day. So that lab, we're going to call that lab for now good, but Control Byte will look at that later for me because he does a pretty good job about that. We're going to go to 201, which is that updating a golden image? Is that what that one is? Pretty sure it's golden image. Let's go check. What is 201? 201 is the first of the security ones. Attempted user login. So that's a attempted user login right here. So we're going to give it a few seconds so it doesn't lock us out. And then we're going to click right here and we're going to do that lab real quick. So if anybody wants to do it with me, I'll link it to you guys. And yeah, if you guys got any questions, let me know. I was over here not working too hard. I think Nightbot should be telling you guys about our swag and our Discord and all these things that you guys can hang out and do if you want. Alright. I think that's probably enough time, so let's go see if this worked. I'm curious, because if the lab is busted, I want to know. But if the lab's not busted, then I also want to know that. So this is the lab if anybody wants to do it with me. It deals with unauthorized user behavior. So or unusual user activity and getting in. People are trying to do stuff and get into a server or a set of servers that they shouldn't be getting into, right? So your security operations team has informed you that there's an alert for an unknown user has gone off on your Node 01 instance. So go and figure out what's going on. So we SSH to Node 01. We look at varlog authlog and we see user suspect 3, user suspect 2, and user suspect 1 should be up here. And then I think we get suspect 1, 2, 3, and then we get real user. So we got all those. We're going to grep invalid, and there's all the invalid users. So then I think we exit back, and I say throw them all in a file, and say that there were 4 attempts to log in our server. 4 different user attempts. Okay. So that's one that we knew was going to work, or we should have worked. So now we're going to go, and we're going to do this next part, which is create the real user. Make him over on the other system. SH to Node 01. Give him a password. His password is going to be 1234 because we're very clever. 1234, and don't normally do that with a password, please. But for now, then we're going to echo and clear the varlog authlog so there's nothing in it, and then we're going to run the root script that's going to generate those, and then we're going to check for invalid over there, and we only expect to see it 3 times now. It's all the unknown users or whatever those users. Real user will no longer show up in here. There we go. Grep invalid. There are the 1, 2, 3 invalid users from suspect 1, 2, and 3. Okay, cool. Come down here. Now we're going to set up a key. We wouldn't normally do this, but we're going to set up a key. So we're going to do SSH keygen. And we're not going to save it as the key. We're going to save it as this key, which is root SSH realgen. Okay. We're not going to have a passphrase. We're not going to use a passphrase. We get that. We're going to go look for it. We're going to see it, and it's a private key and a public key. They have the right permissions over here, so that works for me. We're going to copy that over, and when we do that, we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4 for the password, and it's going to say that it's kicked over there, and then we should be able to SSH in and see the user information. So that is working for us. So the validation successful, and that lab worked for us. So that lab, I'm going to say I just tested the lab and it worked. I just tested. You guys just saw that work, right? I didn't make that up. We got to the end. Everything worked. Yeah, we did the thing we needed. So yeah, okay. I'm gonna say we're good on that. So I was worried that that lab was busted and it wasn't gonna work for people. So no, we should be good on that. Now the next one we're gonna do on these. So we did fail2ban with log monitoring. So we're gonna do probably a 110, and we're gonna do fail2ban with We don't need to do fail to ban for this next one. Shoot, do I have fail to ban in there? Let me. I need to fix my wording. Hold on. Always a fun time. Yeah, we're just gonna alert on a high threshold. We don't have to alert on. Well, hold on. We can. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can do that. We'll do it that way. Oh man, I feel like I just hit a wall. I think I might have to tap out here soon. Go rack out. I thought I was gonna be able to hang and do like a late night, and I just like hit a wall right there. 11:21 p.m. Gosh, hit a wall. But let's at least do this part, which is let's add in. So we're gonna do Linux telemetry and influx Grafana. So those two things are gonna go. Linux telemetry should be. Let me see. Is this? Yeah, node exporter to Grafana through Prometheus. So this will be Prometheus. So we're gonna be doing both of those pieces. Yeah. That should be. We're getting close. We're getting close. I just have to sit down and write that one real quick, which will only take like 30 minutes probably, since I have most of the other stuff. Yeah. Oh man. I think I'm tired. We did a lot of meeting today for the Linux group. We did the Linux sysadmin course unit 7. We did the security engineering course unit 7, which was. This is included in it, so I'm a little bit behind on getting this out to everybody. And then what do I got? I've got, yeah, we'll get this done. We'll get this running for everybody. And then we'll go. I think that'll be good. Man. It's like I just want to lean back in my chair and close my eyes for a few minutes or something. I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. I need this wave to end, and then I can like get my feet back under me. All right. Also, was anybody around? I don't know if any of you guys were around on Friday, but I had it set up where you guys could just drop commands right into the Linux systems, and you guys could see them run in real time right out of your commands. You guys would just drop an answer, and so you would do like ! answer, and the commands would just drop right through into a Linux box, and you could watch it run. I don't know how interesting that was to you guys. I thought people were pretty involved with it, so I thought that was kind of good. But if that's something you guys like seeing, let me know, because I've got that all set up. That was super easy to build, kind of a super easy little process. Did require some of the same stuff we're doing in these labs. Like it required, it's all the same stuff, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel to get some of those workflows going. So, oh man, you guys can't see me, but I'm slowly sliding back into my chair and falling asleep right now. I just need that second. Like a second wind to hit me or something. Run amucker. Yeah, yeah. Push the button. Yeah, yeah. Push through. Yeah, yeah. I can definitely push through. We call that going to our infantry place. So, let's close this down. This was stuff from yesterday or from last week. Oh, excuse me. We won't do this part in Unit 10. Well, we could. Once we have Unit 10 up, we could do all this stuff. We won't do the message queues, so we won't do these other labs. Oh, we might skip digging deeper for these labs. Well, maybe I'll write something up in the morning for that. So, all right. So, what do we have done? We have the beginning of the lab done. We have the way that this one works done, and then we have the second one. We still got to go. Okay, so that's that one, and then now the second one is up here, and I think that we're getting pretty close to getting this one going. So. Yeah. I've like hit a wall big time. Maybe I need to take a walk. Here, let's do a little hourglass. And I'm just gonna say, take a walk. You guys ever seen? I'm sure you guys have seen 40-Year-Old Virgin, where he says he's talking to the girl and she's like, "I just need to suck it up." She's all trashed, and she takes him to the car. She takes him to her car, and he goes, "Oh, this is fun. What is this?" And she's like, "It's just something the judge recommended I get." And he like blows in the thing for her, and then she starts driving her car at like a couple 100 miles an hour down the damn street. It's pretty funny. All right, break and take a walk. And then she throws up on him, and she's like, "I'll still have sex with you." And he's like, "No, that's okay." All right. Anyways, take a break, take a walk. Here, I'll put on Ranger Cam for a second if you guys want. Where's Ranger Cam? I think I accidentally closed it earlier. Oh no. Hold on, Ranger Cam. How's Ranger doing? Ranger's not on his bed. Where is that dog? All right, we'll do that. I'll restart my thing, and Ranger should be somewhere. I'll go check on him. I'll be around, guys. I gotta take a walk, man. I'm gonna pass out. I'm falling asleep in my chair right now. But if I get up and walk around, I'll be okay. Don't worry, guys. I'm still walking around. I have not found Ranger yet. So I'm going to wander a little bit more, come back. Maybe we'll get ready for tomorrow's stuff, and then I'll probably rack out. But get a little bit more time. Yeah, think about any questions you guys got. If you want to join the Discord, exclamation mark Discord on the Twitch side of things. They'll tell you how to get in there. I hear Ranger coming. Right. Did Ranger ever come back? I heard him come inside. He must just not have laid down on his beds yet. But I heard him come inside when I was walking around out there. Yeah, he goes, "Did you have shellfish earlier?" Yeah, I thought so. And she's like, just got her vomit all over me. It's such a funny movie, but like my wife is not a big fan of raunchy comedy stuff like that. I like any kind of raunchy comedy like that, but my wife does not like that nearly as much as I do. So while she thought it was funny, she did not think it was funny as I did. All right. Almost ready. Almost ready to make it through the last little bit here. I'm not going to be able to finish this last lab, I don't think. But I think I can get it. I think I can get it ready to finish up tomorrow, anyways. There's Ranger. It's almost midnight. No Ranger. Alright. Let's go check our... I'll move this over here. So we're gonna save. We're gonna make these two go into essentially this one, but instead of doing log, we're gonna do we're gonna do telemetry with node exporter and telegraph. So we're going to do two different ways of getting data out of systems, and then we're also going to alert back into our Discord. So if you guys want to see how webhooks work, we're going to do that tomorrow, probably more in the morning. Get that going. So that'll be fun. We'll have that going for us. That'll be nice. Oh man. Thought that walk was going to wake me back up, but I am definitely not waking back up. I'm definitely out of it. So, oh man, I think what we'll do here, I'll just hold out as long as I can, and then we'll go. Also, I was showing you guys this earlier. I was looking at Steam. Right, I was looking at Steam. This game Ember Ward looks pretty good. I have to check this one out. It's still early access though, and it's $15. I don't mind spending $15 if a game's good. Looks like you build a maze and then it's a tower defense. And if you guys know anything about me, guys, if you know anything about me, please know this one thing. Well, one, I love Brotato. No, but two, gosh, I love me a tower defense, man. I love tower defense games. Man. I'll waste my time in tower defense like probably nobody else. And I get to build the little maze first and block them and then do all this stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like it looks like it looks like you get to see the path and then you just yeah. I'm a big fan of tower defense games. Make them walk the longest path. Build up your guys strongest from back to front so that even if people push through, they don't get anywhere. And yep. Yeah, Darth Vader, I'm on pretty late. It's almost midnight for me. And then Ranger's gone. I've been writing these labs for the Linux security engineering course. I'm a little behind. You guys probably can tell I'm normally behind on stuff, but I'm gonna get caught up this week, and then I'm gonna do the other ones early. Also, I need a little bit more of a break. I'll be right back. Be right back. I don't need a whole 10 minutes, but I need a little bit more break. I'll be right back. Go check on Ranger real quick. Back. Sorry about that, guys. The ranger on his bed. Look at him. Look at that ranger dog down there. Look at that ranger dog down there just chilling. Did he freeze? Kind of looks like he froze. How's he doing? There he is. Alright. Hopefully Ranger's doing alright. You gonna walk over by the camera? He doesn't normally do that too much. Alright, alright. Well, I'm back. I'm gonna try and knock this out a little bit. Hopefully he relaxes and lays down and chills out a little bit. We don't need any of this stuff. But we will talk about, for digging deeper, let's go look real quick on Alert Manager. Yeah, Alert Manager, Prometheus, okay. So we know how to do this. Okay, hold on. We need Alert Manager. Latest. We're going to be on latest. The Alert Manager. Alright, limits. Alert Manager. Alright. Here's all the, we'll review this. What is APIs for Slack, web chat. I know for certain Discord's on here. All right. What are receivers you see? Which of the receivers do you have experience with? So I mean, like, obviously not Alert Manager, but Discord, email, MS Teams, Jira, Ops Duty. Some of you probably have used all of those. Slack, for sure. Slack, right? Maybe WebEx. I'm not. WebEx, okay. General webhook. You know, just send it somewhere. So we can give it a name, a Discord config, and then send it over there. So we've got a Discord webhook for this, right? And when people do this, they'll have the access. The guys that are in the Professional Linux Users Group Security Engineering course for Unit 7, I gave them a webhook earlier today. I also have the webhook in our Discord, not in our Discord, in our lab environment, but you have to know where it is, and then you have to have the password to get into it. It's a Blowfish 2 encrypted VI, a normal text file, right? But VI will use Blowfish if you tell it to with dash lowercase x. So we're going to set up that config, and then we're going to do two things. One, we're going to do Alert Manager to send, and then here's the Discord config. We're going to send the Alert Manager with Discord, and then we're also going to do a Grafana one directly in as well. So I'm going to have to write that up and grab those pictures for that. And I think that should be fine. I think that will be good on that. So I should be able to get that up pretty early tomorrow. And then oh, you can also send email if you have it set up. you have SMTP relay somewhere where you can send it. And your SMTP should be secured. So shouldn't just have that open out there for everybody. Let's see, Grafana. Right. So can you modify of the thresholds from the lab to trigger into the Discord? What is the relationship between by default? I think that's good enough. Good enough for government work, right? Good enough for... Alright, so this is... If I was looking at this in light mode, I would leave this in yellow right here. But I look at this in dark mode for you guys mostly, so... so I can just leave that ugly color, and then I just switch it back. Like once I'm done, I would just take all this and I would just strip the color off. But it is kind of nice to know like exactly where you were in a file, you know? So I'll do something like that. And then just yellow it, you know? And it looks like crap on here, but it's a way to remind me of the last thing I have to fix in that file. So it's kind of, it works. Look at Ranger Dog down there, man. He's double bedding it up, man. Which one of you guys? I don't know. I know I can't say that I'm sleeping on a double bed tonight. I mean, it's a big bed, and the wife's not here till tomorrow. But Ranger's pretty conked out on a double. He's got an orthopedic bed with one of those fun fuzzy couches on top of it, which was by the way very disappointing. Like the fun fuzzy little thing in on Facebook tells you, hey, you can buy this for like $39. So then you go in and it's like, well, we don't want the small one. We need the big Ranger one. And then it ends up being like $130. And then when you get it, it's basically still just a medium or a small one. Like there's no way that thing's large compared to like a large dog. Because Ranger is, and I think I got like the double XL. But for Ranger, there's not even close to his size. Also, that would be really weird if he just heard my name, me call him his name, because he definitely can never hear me from that far. And he's been going more and more deaf lately too, so. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go find somebody to raid on the Twitch side. Tomorrow I should be on at least to probably record this. I'll record Unit 3 and I'll have this last little bit up for you guys. And then we'll get ready for the next week. Let's see if I'm following anybody that's on right now. Triple Jump's on. Spooky Loops is on. What's he doing? He's doing some just chat and stuff. No, we'll go right over to Triple Jump. Maybe he's doing something fun. He's normally making games, but he looks like he's playing games tonight. So we'll go right over there. I appreciate you guys coming by. I will see some of you guys tomorrow. Take care.